I just got back from Germany, and specifically Cologne, and I was lucky enough to be taken over by MSI to ESL One Cologne, which was a huge gaming event for CSGO. And today I'm just going to be doing a bit of a vlog, recapping what went on, and just letting you know how much of a good time I had. And I was with a lot of other YouTubers, which you'll be seeing in the footage. Anyway, enjoy, folks. So on the Wednesday, we landed in Cologne, and we basically got there, went out straight away with a few of the YouTubers and had a large cutlet dinner with Kolsch. They seem to really want to give you these tiny beers, whether you ask for them or not. You just sort of had them, which was quite funny. We also had a little look at the city with some other influence of the trip and had a little look around the cathedral quarter and also the little notes and padlocks and some people getting rejected and wondering how many of those relationships are still going. Once we got back to the hotel, we all had a gift bag waiting in our room with a hat, cup, shirt, note, but awesomely a personalized Karambit. And each one was different, but mine was a ruby Joshino Karambit. It was pretty sick. And I do actually have two of them, but they are theoretically in the post. I couldn't actually take them through the customs border because, well, knives. The next day we had a stunt class with some ex-film industry guys, which was awesome. And as a bunch of people who play video games for a living, we're all pretty shook when we had to do press-ups in place for a minute, other pretty strenuous warm-up exercises, and we asked whether they knew we were all nerds. But we also jumped off scaffolding and shown how to fall like a stunt actor. Basically, screaming makes your lungs don't collapse when you land, so it was a good idea, and was the main reason I was screaming the whole way down, not because I'm a little bit afraid of heights. Also, it looks like a tiny drop, but actually when you're up there and when you just let go, falling back, it was pretty crazy and you sort of had butterflies in your stomach. We also tried to learn how to make punches look convincing and not knock out your acting partner, although me and Matt CS are both extremely lanky and tall, and the long arms meant we had to be pretty far from each other to not actually just hit each other, so I'm not sure how convincing us two were. We also had a chance to be fired at by blanks in a pistol. Again, there was trickery in the camera angles. The pistol was actually pointed to the side, so no shrapnel from the blank fired at the person being shot, but I did do a solid spin to the ground and faceplant, which I was proud of. We also cut together a CSGO style trailer, which wasn't quite what I imagined, but you can see that in the background now. I didn't exactly get to do any stunts with this, but ironically, as the only non-fully CSGO YouTuber, actually Diddle was too, and I think Wise Thug was Fortnite and PUBG mainly, I was actually the only one to survive in that clip, or at least get out unscathed. We also got our first look at the Lanxess Arena, I don't know if I've pronounced that right, or Lanxess, where the ESL One was about to take place, and it was a rather intense arena, and it fits 20,000 people. I think over the duration it pretty much did that, and we got a sneak peek at where we'd be watching it from in the MSI VIP section overlooking the arena, the snacks and drinks, and a gaming area showing off their Z370 Pro Gaming carbon motherboard, which is actually the one that the pros were using on their machines when they're competing at ESL. Plus with their new monitor, the Optics Mag 27CR, which LEDs blink at the back to the game effects, and the Infinite A, which I've got at home, but we could actually play CSGO whilst the matches were going on, although it kind of defeated the object of the matches. The next day we headed back to the MSI booth for a 1v1 battle. I was up against Nade King, who I will add is just a nudge under being ranked Global Elite, the very top CSGO ranking, whereas although I've played quite a bit of CS Source 1.6 and Go over the years, and mainly with my real life friends, I've only really ever got to the top of Guardian. And yeah, I didn't win, but to be honest, got way more kills than I thought I would. Was a fun match, and we were saying GG's over the mic the whole time, and I was happy at the end in the interview. After that, we were quickly shown around the booth fully and what they were showing off at the event, and they had the 3 Optics MPG 27Cs and Infinite 8 8th Gen, which I've covered in another video, which will be in the cards. They also had a completely new high-end build on display with their new case of Mag Pylon and their top-of-the-range GTX 1080 Ti Gaming X Trio, their new top-end GPU with 3 Talks fans, and also Mystic Light synced LED synced up with the entire rig, which looks rather awesome, both on the case fans and all the other components. Sample me one of these bad boys, please. During the tournament, we were also playing on the G75 Raider RGB laptop, which had a 1070 powering it, and as you saw, we had a pretty good experience on that one. Plus a GS65 Stealth Thin, a super thin gaming laptop. After that, we pretty much crashed out, well, at least I did, back at the hotel room. The next few days were pretty hype, both on the Friday and mainly the Saturday. The underdogs, big, made up of mostly Germans but also one Brit in Smuya, thought they were bringing it home, and honestly the crowd was going crazy. There were probably like 15,000 people chanting for them, chanting songs. just, it was like being at a football match, and I don't think I've ever had that much energy before at an esports event. I've been to a few at some bigger events, and also to the dedicated one for Smite and Paladins in Atlanta, but nothing was quite on the level of this and the level of hype. And people chanting Smooya together, like 10,000 people chanting Smooya or Come On Big, was insane. It was just like being at a football match in the UK. There was just, the atmosphere was intense. And on the Saturday night, it was even going crazy because Big got through to the finals, and there were cars honking, a firework was let off. It was just insane. On the last day, for the finals, we met with 3 chaps from Fragradio who were extremely friendly and even offered to help us get some drone footage from the arena, and all of their Twitter handles are in the bio, as these dudes are awesome. They also helped with some challenges I was given on Twitter by followers, first picturing me stabbing Nade King, then getting into a fight with Nade King, plus totally not staged, I asked the drone owner and pilot for some cologne in Cologne, which was one of the challenges, you guys.
You ready? Okay, cool. Yeah. Okay, ready, ammo 1, we're going in. Wait, mate, you can't need cologne.
No, mate, sorry.
Oh, shit, there we go.
The finals party was pretty incensed with the music beforehand and the show, and the crowd was going insane on the home side Big, though somehow the small 100-strong Navi chants must have gotten through, as they pretty much coolly took the cup. There was still intense honking after the victory of Karzan coming out. It was just a really different atmosphere that I don't think I've ever had from esports before. And honestly, the closest I think I've seen esports coming close to like the fanaticism and the craziness of football in the UK and other big sports. Anyway, that was pretty much my trip. Thank you very much to MSI, to all the YouTubers for the great company, and to everybody watching. I'm not exactly the best at vlogging, but I hope you enjoyed this, and we can improve it next time. Anyway, from back home, thanks for watching, folks. Joshino.